All right, all right. Shalom, shalom. Just a, okay. Shalom, shalom. All right, give me a second real quick. Shalom, Sister Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Barakatah. So, like, I'm just trying to see if everything's good on my end. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Start off by reading this precept. This is Proverbs 25:19. And it says, confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble is like a broken tooth and the foot out of joint. All right. I'd like to start off by saying, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Kol Halorim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that's scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that's listening in, Yahweh Ratazah. Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. Brother Shawab and Mwam back at you with another lesson. And the title of this lesson was He Careth Not for the Sheep. All right. And this is kind of going into, it's like a part two going in on Nate basically. Because, you know, he really doesn't care for the sheep for the simple fact that he's breaking down the Rice Krispie treat incorrectly. Okay. That's the most important prophecy that's about to come to pass, man, because that's going to be the prophecy that's matter of life and death. All right. Because if you take this charagma, all right, you're going to feel the wrath and indignation of the Lord. All right. And if you resist it, all right, Lord willing, the Lord have mercy on you and beam you up on them chariots. Okay. So going into this precept, it says confidence in an unfaithful man. All right. Because you got people that are putting confidence in this man's breakdown. All right. Of the charagma, which I'm pretty sure there are others that are starting to realize they're not, because, you know, they've been saying that he's getting emails and all that, you know, and that's why the pressure is being put on him. And that's why he's starting to break it down on some bullshit. All right. Just to give an answer to the people to get them off of it. But people going to wake up, you know, but there's going to be a lot of you that are also going to follow this man and fall into a ditch with this man, you see? And that's you putting your confidence in this unfaithful man, because he's not a faithful man. He's denying Yahushai, man. You're denying the word of Yahushai. So how can you be faithful? And this is a time of trouble. The Lord told us that we're in what? Perilous times, right? Dangerous times. The hour of temptation is right around the corner, right? It's already in set to, you know, for us to, you know, for them to start making these runs, okay? And people are already starting to get it. All right, willingly, you know, those that are willingly going to take it, they're going to end up getting it right away. No talking about it, no thought about it. They're just going to get it. All right. But when it comes down to Jake, that's what they're really trying to get. And Jake going to have a problem with that, because Jake going to feel some type way. But then you got them 2/3 that are just like Esau and could care less. You see, they have no clue who they are or what's going on. And they're just going to follow society because that's what they are. All right. So it says confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint. All right. So, you know, if you break a certain bone in your body, you know, you got to give it time to heal. All right. But if you don't give it time to heal, you know, you're putting confidence that you're ready to go. And next thing you know, what happens? All right. You mess it up even more. Okay. So it's the same thing. These people are not taking time to really spiritually discern if this man has the actual fruit, all right, and is leading you into the righteous path, man. And he's not, okay. And they're being led to destruction, just like the scriptures say, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter, okay. And So going off of that, let me go into. I have no article or anything like that. There's so many videos going out on this guy, so no need to go into any articles. Basically, biggest talk is he's breaking down MOTB wrong, and that he's getting paid over $150 million a year, man. All right. So let's go into Proverbs, not Proverbs, Salakia, Jeremiah 3. All right. Let me go. Matter of fact, you know what? Before I do that, let me go to this real quick. This is John 10. And let's take it from, here we go. I'll take it from 11. It says, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. All right, who's the good shepherd? Yahushua. He gave his life for us. Okay, and us going out on these highways and hedges, we're giving up our life to Yahushua, man. All right, and pretty much making our bodies is living sacrifice for our people to get this truth. You understand? And it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. It says, but he that is in hireling. Okay, when you go into hireling, it's someone that's getting money. Okay, this is what Nate is. He's a hireling. All right, and he is not the shepherd. All right, he's not there to lead you to the righteous path, man. He's there for his cause. You see, he's just trying to get his money out of the whole situation. Okay, as a matter of fact, I believe it's. Let me open up another one real quick. Oh, Salaki, hold on too. I forgot I gotta switch these damn screens every time I do it. Salakia, let me do this. Shalom, shalom. How about Shem Brother? Let me bring out this precept. He's got Jeremiah 17:5. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, cursed be the man that trusteth in man and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord. All right. And this man's he's totally departed from the Lord right now. All right. So you're putting your trust in this man, all right, that claims to have all these breakdowns for you and all this the right answers of this MOTB, okay? And these people are depending on it, all right? Making flesh, okay, making him basically that arm and not trusting in the word that the Lord has given us, you see, because the Lord makes no mistakes. The Lord was written is written for was written aforetime, is written for your learning, is written for your benefit, okay? The Lord makes no mistakes. So curses that man, okay, that put his trust in him. All right, now let me get back to this real quick. I do this every time. Let me read this once again. But he that is a hireling and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming and leaveth the sheep and fleeth, and the wolf catcheth them and scattereth the sheep. Okay. It says the hireling fleeth because he is an hireling and careth not for the sheep. All right. So basically, here it is. He's breaking down this MOTB, telling you it's all about sin. All right, which we're not even gonna get into that because it makes no goddamn sense. All right, because basically, then shit, we've been done from the beginning because we've been sinning forever. You understand? But the thing is that he is trying to break this down, and he's not giving you the actual true breakdown of it. So what's going to happen is these people are going to be snared, and the wolf is going to come, the wolf being Esau, you see? And then when the time comes, this devil's going to turn his back and act like nothing ever happened, like he never cared about what you really thought was the truth, okay? Because he is about his money, all right? And that's why I say, and he fleeth when they come, all right? When the wolf comes, Esau comes to bring down that charagma, and we've been right the whole time, okay? You're going to see the face of this damn devil disappear if the Lord allows him to stay alive that long, because Lord willing, the way he going, man, the Lord needs to take his ass out ASAP, okay, because he got a lot of blood on his hands, All right, and it says, and fleeth, and the wolf catcheth them and scattereth the sheep. The hireling fleeth because he is a hireling and careth not for the sheep. Okay. Let me grab I believe it's in, you know what? I'll do it from here. Ecclesiasticus 13. I was just reading it before. All right. Actually, you know what? Give me 1 second. No, what's that? This is in yeah, this is it. Let's take 3. The rich man has done wrong, and yet he threateneth withal. The poor is wronged, and he must entreat also. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. You see, he's gonna turn his back on you. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yeah, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. Yeah, because that's what's gonna end up happening. See, your shame, all right, for following this devil is gonna be exposed. And he's not gonna feel sorry for it because he wicked to begin with. See, he got what he needs on this side. All right, he's got all the riches that he needs. And this, this is going also into Esau. All right, you really going into Esau heavy, but this he's with Esau. You see, you are your father, the devil, and the lust of your father, you will do. So he's doing the same thing. He's acting like if he's doing the things that Esau would do to our people, man. All right, and what is he doing? He's just taking the word of the Lord, and he's taking away from the word, and he's adding on to it. Okay. As a matter of fact, I think there was one more down here. No, that's no. All right. Damn, I just forgot what I was saying. Salakia. Anyway, Lord willing, come back to me. But let me get to Jeremiah. Okay. Salakia. Stop the screen again. Bring it back up. This is back to Jeremiah. Jeremiah 23, and what I was reading. I'll take it from the top, and I'll kind of jump around. All right. It says, "Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture." All right. So this is what's coming to this this false prophet. All right. Woe, destruction. It says, "Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, power of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people, ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai." Okay. Now, going down a little bit, like I said, I'm going to jump around. Let's go to 11. All right. It says, "For both prophet and priest are profane, yet in my house have I found their wickedness, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Wherefore their way shall be unto them as a slippery ways in the darkness. They shall be driven on and fall therein, for I will bring evil upon them, even the year of their visitation, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And have seen folly in the prophets of Samaria," all right, which this was going into the northern kingdom, all right, but it's the same thing today. All right, we got both kingdoms that are prophesying in the name of Baal. When you go into these different religions, the Christianity, the Buddhism, the Muslim, all right, all that shit. Okay, the Catholicism, all that goes back to being under Baal, man. All right, and it says, "And caused my people Israel to err. I have seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem." All right, because it goes also into, I believe it goes into the northern kingdom also. And it says, "And horrible thing, they commit adultery." All right, committing adultery literally sexually. All right, and also, mainly committing spiritual adultery, "And walk in lies." You see, this is what Nate does. He was walking in them lies, and he has to lie because he's getting paid for it. That 501c3 charter, that money talk apparently more than this word of the Lord to him. Okay, it says they strengthen also the hands of the evildoers. You see, and that's what Nate is doing. He's strengthening the hands of Esau, man, by telling you that the breakdown is sin and all this crazy shit, and taking the truth away from our people, man. So therefore, these people that are following him are going to get caught up in the snare because they don't have the true understanding of what the MOTB is. Okay, so you're strengthening the hands of these elites to make our people fall. Okay, hella blood on their hand, and the water Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. That's exactly what I was gonna bring out when I said I forgot. Revelations 22, and because that's what he's doing. He's taking away from the word and adding his own word, man. All right, this is where is it? 18. It says, for I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, Yahweh shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. And if and see, this is funny because he was not too long ago, he was going through a whole bunch of medical, issues and things like that. All right. And then what did you hear him do? All of a sudden, there was a video of him calling upon the name of the Lord. All right. But what did he go right back to? His folly. Scriptures tell you, as a dog returned to his vomit, so does a fool return to his folly. So he went right back to his folly. Okay. And the Lord was having some type of mercy on him. You see, as soon as he was calling on the names, he kind of started getting better. He looked better. And then what did he go right back to? His folly, his pride. You see. And it says, if any man shall add unto these things, Yahweh shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. And if any man take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, Yahweh shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city and from the things which are written in this book. You see? And he doing both of them. He taking away and he adding his own shit. All right? Putting his own vain opinion into things. Okay? And the scriptures tell you not to mishandle the scriptures, man, deceitfully. Okay, so going back to Jeremiah 23. Oh, Salaki, I didn't. I'm pretty sure y'all heard me. Lord willing, you did. Oh man, you probably did. Hey, brother, did you just hear when I was breaking down? When I was bringing up Revelations 22? Give me a thumbs up if you did hear me, because I know somebody told me that if I don't click it over to the tab, you won't hear when I click on that tab. So just give me a thumbs up if you did hear me, or a thumbs down if you didn't. So I'm going to have to bring that back if you didn't. Okay, I got you. Dawada, appreciate it. You know, busting me out, shut up with that. So going back to Jeremiah 23:14, it says, I have seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem a horrible thing. They commit adultery and walk in lies. They strengthen also the hands of the evildoers, that none does return from his wickedness. You see? And that's what happens. You keep following this devil to the point where you're not going to be able to return from your wickedness, man. Because when you just putting legions and legions upon demons upon you, man. Okay? And the more you feed into this bullshit, man, the more it's going to basically confuse you. Okay, you're gonna end up staying stuck in Babylonian ways. All right, and what does Babylon mean? Babel, it goes back to Babel, confusion. All right, it says they are all of them unto me as Sodom, and the inhabitants thereof as Gomorrah. All right, and this place is spiritually what? Sodom and Egypt. Okay, it says, therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts concerning the prophets, behold, I will feed them with wormwood and make them drink the water of gall. For from the prophets of Jerusalem is profaneness gone forth into all the land. Okay, and that's what's going to come upon them, the straight missiles, man. Okay, it says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua of hosts, hearken not unto the words of the prophets that prophesy unto you. All right, and this is not talking about there's false prophets and there's the real prophets. Okay, if they're not coming in the name of the Lord, man, according to this doctrine, what are we supposed to be on, man? Prophesying the spirit of prophecy. You see, we're supposed to be prophesying. He ain't prophesying, man, because he's telling you that the shit is sin. That's not prophecy, man. That's not how the Lord has set it up to be. All right, and that's not how the true spirit of the Lord has given us these secrets of what these what these parables really mean. Okay, so it says thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua of hosts, hearken not unto the words of the prophets that prophesy unto you. They make you vain. They speak a vision of their own heart. See, a vision of their own heart, and not of the mouth of the Lord. Okay, because the Lord speaks through his men, his real men. Okay, and those that preach. Let me grab this real quick. Salaki, give me a second. Isaiah. Let me switch this up. Yeah, was it 31 I was going to bring? 30. No, that's not what I wanted. Salaki, I know what I want. Jeremiah 28 and 8. That's what I wanted. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. All right, which this is all what? Prophecy that will happen. All right. Prophecy that the Lord will come back and take down all these great kingdoms. All right. And then we out there prophesying about all these great kingdoms that have been, in rulership this whole entire time. All right, we speak about war. We're telling you constantly that World War III is right around the corner. Once the MOTB is made mandatory, World War III will come right after that. Right now, what you're getting is the rumors of wars. Okay, that's why I say you will hear rumors of wars. All right, but the end will not be yet because you have to has a certain order. All right, the Lord deals with everything in chronological order. All right, it says the prophets that were of old prophesied both in many countries and against many kingdoms of war and of evil. And we're telling you of this evil time. All right, the Lord said that it will be a silent time because it is an evil time. Okay, so meaning like not that we're going to be silent, but we're going to be humble in this time, man. Constantly praying unto the Lord for mercy and things like that, because the evil is about to come, and you don't want to be a part of that. And it says, and of pestilence. Okay, and we see pestilence and sickness everywhere. Okay, it says the prophet which prophesied of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that that the Lord had truly sent them. Okay, because those that are prophesying of peace are not the true prophets, man. All right, the Lord said that not to speak unto them smooth things, prophesying deceits, and that's what the people want to hear. That when they hear that, that's that peaceful song unto them. All right, but that's not what the Lord is about. So going back to Jeremiah 23. Let's see what's in. Shalom, shalom, y'all, bashim, y'all, shabarakatah. That's right. This is 2 Timothy 3 and 13. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Yeah, because see, he's continually deceiving the people more and more. All right, but at the end of the day, the Lord is deceiving him even more, thinking that he's getting away with all that. Okay. Now going back, it says, this is what I was 16. They say it that thus saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua of hosts. Hearken not unto the words of the prophets that prophesy unto you. They make you vain. They speak a vision of their own heart. All right. And what does it tell you in Ecclesiasticus? Oh, let me not even do it that way. I'll just read it real quick. If you don't see it on the screen, you know what? I'll read it from my phone. So this is Ecclesiasticus. This is Ecclesiasticus 3 and 24. And it says, for many, hold on, let me open it up real quick. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion. Matter of fact, let me grab. Sure don't to lead them and understand. Okay, yeah. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion has overthrown their judgment. All right, and to see that's because he's prophesying out of his own vision, his own heart. Okay, it says they say still unto them that despise me, the Lord has said. Yeah, and they despise Yahweh Bashem Yahushua because you're taken away from the word, so that you're trying to say that the Lord's word is not valid to you. You see that you have to come out and take the Lord's word and try to switch it around and add and take away. Okay, and that you feel that you can break down the scriptures the way you want to, man. There's no way to break the scriptures are not broken down in your own opinion. Okay, it's precept upon precept, right? Showing yourself worthy by what? By studying, going into these words, going into the Hebrew, going into the Greek. Okay, so it says, and that's what you got to realize. Nate never goes into breaking down the word. You see, how did the elders? One, it comes through the spirit of the Lord, all right? But the spirit would led the elders to go into these words, man, to put these things together, which I'm gonna break it down again. There's many videos brothers go into breaking down the Charagma all the time, but you never know if there's someone new coming in, and I feel like there's a lot of people coming in new right now. This is why this is going on with Nate, because the Lord's trying to, he sends the wicked side to come and deceive also, and you have to be prepared for that. All right, this is how the Lord sifts out Israel like corn in a sieve. All right, so you're gonna keep the ones that are the righteous ones, the ones that are giving their all and pushing through it. All right, and the ones that are just some of these people just come in unaware. All right, they come in and they come and go. All right, what is it? The parable of the sower. All right, those are the ones that are by the wayside. All right, so it says, second, what was I? Okay, they say unto them that despise me, the Lord has said, ye shall have peace, and they say unto every one that walketh after the imagination of his own heart, no evil shall come upon you. For who has stood in the counsel of the Lord and has perceived and heard his word? Who has marked his word and heard it? All right, and the elect is going to be the ones that take heed of this word. Okay, give me a second. This is a precept I got real quick. Give me 1 second. Matthew 10:33. And it says, but whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father, which is in heaven. You see? So the Lord, you're denying the word of the Lord, man. Okay? So the Lord's going to deny you in that time. All right? This is, let me grab Deuteronomy real quick. Then I'll come back to this. This is Deuteronomy 4:2. It says, I'll start from 1. It says, now therefore hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I teach you, for to do them, that ye may live and go in and possess the land which the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, power of your fathers giveth you. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish aught from it, that ye may keep the commandments of the Lord your power, which I command you. Okay, so again, taking out, adding. All right, let me grab this one also. This is Proverbs 30:6. Start from 5. It says, every word of Yahweh is pure. He is a shield unto them that put their trust in them. Add not unto his words, lest he reprove thee, and thou be found a liar. You see? And this guy's been found a liar a million times already. All right. Why? Because the Lord's going to always expose to his true men who the liars are. All right. This is why you got to be following the true men of the Lord. Okay, because if you're not, then how are you gonna ever really spiritually discern who are the true men and who's not? Okay, let me grab let me see something real quick in my notes. And I wanted to bring this out also before I forget. This is Habakkuk. This is Habakkuk 2:17. All right, and we know that this is going into Esau. All right, but again, this devil follows after the ways of Esau. So it says 15, Salakia. I'll start from 14. It says, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, as the waters cover the sea. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink. All right, these philosophies, this wine, that puttest thy bottle to him and makest him drunk also, that thou mayest look onto their nakedness. Like I was saying earlier, see, you following after this devil, your own shame is going to spew out. All right, here it is that you're actually supposed to have a cloak for your sins and you're supposed to be covering up your sins. All right, but you're actually exposing them more by following the wrong doctrine. All right, which is the most important part right now. Okay, it says, thou art filled with shame for glory. Okay, drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. All right, but like I said, this is going into Esau, but you can, he's giving drink onto his neighbors, different philosophies. Okay, that's what this false prophet Nate is doing onto the people right now. Okay, let me go back to Jeremiah 3. And where was I? Let me see. Let's jump into. Actually, you know what? Let me keep going. Jeremiah 23:19. Behold, the whirlwind of the Lord Yahweh is gone forth in fury, even a grievous whirlwind. It shall fall grievously upon the head of the wicked. All right, going into the chariots of destruction. The anger of the Lord shall not return until he have executed, until he have performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days, ye see of his heart, of his word, man, of his mind, of his thoughts. All right, this is why you can't play with the word of the Lord, man, because this is his thoughts, this is his words, and you playing with it, man. All right, it says, until he have performed the thoughts of his heart in the latter days, ye shall consider it perfectly. Okay, it didn't say in the thoughts of Mr. Nathaniel. All right, it says in his heart of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, in the latter days ye shall consider it perfectly. Yeah, because when that time comes and that vision comes out that we've been speaking about, all right, he's gonna have a lot of people coming after you, man, because they're gonna want answers, they're gonna want questions, and that's the scriptures say, that the people shall seek a vision, but they're not gonna be able to find it because you wanted to follow after a false prophet. Okay, so it says, I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied. Okay, but if they had stood in my counsel and had caused my people to hear my words, then should they have turned from their evil way and from their evil of their doings. All right, and that's why these people are wicked as hell still, because they're following after his breakdowns and his the way he's bringing out the scriptures. Okay, it says, I am of a power at hand, saith the Lord Yahweh, and not a power afar off. Can any hide himself in secret places, that I shall not see him, saith the Lord Yahweh? Do not I fill heaven and earth, saith the Lord? I have this. Yeah, let me jump down. Actually, you know what? I'll bring this out. I have heard what the prophets said, that prophesied lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed. I have dreamed. All right. And it's funny because if you think about it, that's how Martin Luther King was. Martin Luther King talk about I had a dream, had all these dreams. All right, he tried to act like he was a man of the Lord. You know, we know that he was what? He was into the Illuminati and all that. You know, going back into all that Greek bullshit. You know, the sororities and I forgot the fraternal the fraternities and all that. Okay, that shit all goes back to Esau, man. Right, but that's a prime example of, you know, so-called prophets trying to prophesy, and they're prophesying lies. You know, talking about I have a dream. All right, so long, how long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yeah, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart, which think to cause my people to forget my name. You see, and this devil's doing what? Trying to show you that the name is Christ. You see, he going off. It says, which think to cause my people to forget my name. See, you're supposed to be bringing the people back into remembrance. All right. And the Lord is going, those that are the elect, the Lord will make sure that you get this word and that you come back into your remembrance. Okay. And it talks about that in Baruch 2:30. All right, it says, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name for all these other gods. Okay. It says, let me see. Oh, we almost at the bottom. Right. Let me just see. 1 second. Slack, give me 1 second. Yeah, that's pretty much. It's going to repeat itself. That's why I was just looking at it. It's going to basically say it in a different form. All right, but you see that the destruction that's going to come upon, you know, these false prophets, man. And like I said, he's breaking down these scriptures. All right, wrong, completely wrong. Okay. Let me see what else I had real quick before I move on. I know I had. Give me 1 second, real quick. Let me see something in Jeremiah. This is. People have been lost. Okay. This is Jeremiah 50. Jeremiah 50 and 4. In the days and in that time, saith the Lord Yahweh, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping, and they shall go and seek the Lord their power. Right? They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, come and let us join ourselves to the Lord Yahweh in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. My people has been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. All right. Shepherds, you know, you could go into, you know, even these governments and, you know, all these different people that swear that talk that they have your back, basically, along with these false prophets of our people and these false religions, all of that. All right. It says they have turned to them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. Yeah, they have forgotten Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. They have gone from mountain to hill. They've gone everywhere in the world searching for the Lord other than their true heritage, you know, the truth. Okay, because the truth is what's going to set you free. All right. It says, all that found them have devoured them, and their adversary says, we offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord and the habitations of justice, even the Lord, and the hopes of their fathers. All right, actually, that was the point. But you see, the point was that their shepherds have caused them to go astray. This is why our people is lost. All right. But the Lord has given you what? Pastors according to his heart that shall feed you with knowledge and wisdom, man, and bring you into back to remembrance. Okay. Now, going off of that, let me end it with going into Revelations 13 and 16. Done 1,000 breakdowns on this already. All the brothers, elders. Okay, but again, you never know who's new. All right, so going into the Blue Letter Bible. Okay, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. All right, so the whole world globally to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, that word mark goes into charagma. Okay, let me make sure I'm still alive, brothers. Yep. Okay. Salaki. Charagma. All right. It says a stamp and imprinted. Okay. Of the mark stamped on the forehead. This guy. This is why he be messing up, because see how can it be sin if this devil right here is telling you in the blue letter himself of the mark stamped on the forehead or on the right hand as the badge of the followers of the anti-Mashiach, anti-Christ, all right? Because that's exactly what that's going to represent. It has to be a physical mark for you to actually see it, okay? For you to see it, to show a badge of servitude, okay? That you are a follower of the NWO, that you are against Yahweh Shai, okay? The mark branded upon horses, you see? Branded, that is a physical thing, all right? That's what's going to happen to us. It's going to be branded. Well, it's not going to be branded because branding goes into, like burning, all right? But, you're still going to be a brand name, basically. It says a thing carved, okay? Graven work. So this is going to be carved into your skin. Okay. And again, a scratching, it says right here, a scratch and an etching. Okay. A stamp as a badge of servitude. Okay. Let's go into charagma, goes into charax, which goes into a pail or a stake. Okay. Which, the thing that they're going to use, all right, like it says right here, carasso, it's sharpened to a point, all right, through the idea of scratching through what? Through the surface of the skin, okay? A stake, the needle that they're going to use, it could be needles, guns, whatever the hell they use, whatever it is, it's going to be something that shoots as like a stake into your skin, okay? Which you go into a trench. Okay, a trench is when you a military mound. All right, when they kind of build a mound of dirt, but what's in that dirt, the two hills that they make, you're in the trench. You're inside the surface, okay, of the ground. Same thing that's going to be with your skin. It's going to be dug into the surface of your skin, almost like it's a trench that it's going to sit in. Okay. It says, then we're going to go from that to what? Carax goes into grapho. Okay. This is how you know that this is all time back to, all time back to the internet. Okay. Grapho going into write with reference to the form of the letters. Okay. And like I always say, that reminds me of, encryptions and matrix letters trickling down. All right, they can write basically whatever they want, okay, onto these MOTBs, okay, to delineate or form letters on a tablet, parchment, paper, or other material. Yeah, because not too long ago they want to start taking the lawyers. They want to make them one of the first ones to actually take that, because they have lots of paperwork that they have to deal with. So they don't have to deal with all that paperwork no more. Okay. they're able to put it all into one thing, one, seat to the hip, all right, and be able to bring that all up at one time instead of going through files and files and files to trying to search for these things. Okay. It says to write with reference to the contents of writing, okay, to express in written characters, to commit to writing things not to be forgotten. You see? Yeah, because that's why they're going to be able to have all that information on you, all that information in one little ass device, okay? And they'll never be able to forget anything because it's all recorded down. It's all recorded as data, which all that data that you're going to have, I did a video a while back. The video is called Super Building 666, which all that ties back to Building 666, which is out there in, I believe it was in Sweden, somewhere around Sweden. And it makes perfect sense because Sweden has been for a very long time one of the first ones that was out there getting, these Rice Krispie treats, man. They was out there having parties. People got like 3, 4, 5 in their ass on that shit. You see? So they're right there next to that Building 666, and all the information. When I did the video on it, I was going into the study on basically breaking down what that building was. That building was basically the main domain to everything in the world. So everything that's being recorded to the domain in America, the domain in America is going to transfer all the information back to that domain that they have over there, which is the super building. And it's what a coinky thing that they're going to call it Building 666. Okay. Building 666, which that's spiritual right now. I just thought about that. What does it tell you? And it's the number of a man, and his number is what? 666. You see, going all the way back to that actual building, man. This shit has got to be all physically done for it to actually work. All right. This shit is not no sin, no spiritual thing, nothing like that, man. This is actual physical marks. All right, this devil wants to see your hand, okay, so he can smile at your ass and know that you are his slave, okay? It says things to not be forgotten, write down, record, okay? Yeah, everything is technology. We are in a what? We live in the industrial revolution, all right, of what? What was it called? The fourth industrial revolution. Okay, the Internet of Things. Everything in life is being recorded. All right, your privacy is gone out the window. Okay, now they want to get into your body, like the scriptures say, right? That he that sitteth in the temple of the Most High. All right, how is he going to sit in that temple? He's going to sit in your body. Okay, because your temple is, your body is the temple to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. That is your temple. Okay, and by him putting that in you, you have no access to the Lord anymore, man. All right, it says used of those things which stand, and it's crazy. I was talking to someone yesterday, and I told them they just added this shit right here. This was never here because I know I always go into the same breakdown all the time, and it was just never there. So now all of a sudden, Esau tried to throw some shit in the mix. Used of those things which stand written in the sacred books of the OT, of the Old Testament. This guy. But anyway, down to D, to write to one. All right, yeah, to write to one, yeah. They're going to be able to transfer information from you to them, okay, and to you. Okay, it says by writing, okay, to give information, data, directions, GPS, okay? You're like a GPS when you got that in you. When the pandemic came, you had Joe Biden. A lot of people, some people caught the video, some people didn't, but you had when he was signing the executive orders on computer chips was the word that he was using at that time, was computer chips, okay? And I did a video on that also. It got taken down 3 times, and I still put it up. I think it survived the 4th time. So it's still there. But basically what I went to was RFID, and then went into Wikipedia on it, and then off of that I was looking what were the main components that were used to create the RFID. And it started breaking it down, and it was four things, main things that were used. It was semiconductors, pharmaceuticals, radio frequency, and I forgot what the last one was, Salaki, that I forgot. But you can always just go into it. You just look up RFID Wikipedia, and then it'll show you what it breaks it down of what's in those things. And every single one of those things, the four things that were the ingredients to making it, was spoken by this devil, Joe Biden. Okay. And one of the things was the radio frequency, right? Because that was it. That was how they were going to be able to track you, you know, through the basically track anything, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like a GPS. So this is what this makes me think of the directions. Okay, you are like a GPS onto them. Okay. But yeah, you should look at if y'all want to look into that, definitely look into the main ingredients of what makes the RFID, and they're always spoken of. Like I said, semiconductors, you got to listen to those words, semiconductors, and then they'll talk about pharmaceuticals because yeah, they're gonna put things in those to be able to pick up, health reasons, anything like that. Not only that, they were saying for a while that they're gonna be able to put shit like cyanide inside those things, to be able to, so if they want to just take you out, they take your ass out. See? All they need is a little ass dose of that, a little dose of cyanide or some rising, and that shit'll put you out. You see? It says to fill with writing, to draw up in writing and compose. All right. So yeah, you can compose anything you want digitally. Okay. From fucking regular just wordplay to 3D printing to whatever you want to do nowadays. All right. Because we live in a society that everything is all what? Based on technology. All right. So why wouldn't it be an actual device that has to do with the times of technology? You see, it would be the only be. Remember, this devil's is a hunter, man. He's a cunning hunter. So he is gonna try to figure a way to actually get you to get it, something physically in your hand, man. All right, and it being the true mark. All right, not no something spiritual. Okay, because it's when you do things with like that spiritual and it's sin and all that, it's like, how do you know the person is really sinning and shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Just doesn't make sense. Okay, but I'm not even gonna go all into that. All right, but that's pretty much the point. Okay, that's what the breakdown is, to know that it's an actual physical mark. Okay, as a matter of fact, what happens if you take Revelations 14:9, and it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, you know what? As a matter of fact, let me bring this out first. 16. Yep. Okay. So check this. This is how you're gonna know it's on some actual physical. All right. It says, and this is 16:2 in Revelations, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noising and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark, and upon them which worshipped his image. Okay, a grievous sore. A wound producing a discharged pus. Why? Because it's going to be physical. You see, putting that shit in you is basically you're bringing an infection into your body, man. Okay, and we're gonna be able to know who took the mark. In those days, if you think we ain't gonna know who took that mark, we're gonna know, because you're gonna see a certain countenance in those people's faces. You see, and this is how you're gonna be able to know there's gonna be an actual physical, okay, mark. Let's go into. How do I get out? Oh, my bad. Revelation 14:9, and it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark, okay, which another way you can know that it's physical. You go into says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here's wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of a beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 score and six. All right, which goes into Chi Phi stigma, Chi Psi stigma, or Chi Phi stigma, one of them. All right. In the word stigma, let's see. Is it over here? Hold on. Stigma. Salakia, give me 1 second. Hold on. I know there's a certain way to bring it out over here. I haven't done it in a while. That's why. Which one is it? Salakia. Let me do it this way. Oh, okay. Let me do this real quick. This is that's not what I want. Oh man, I can't even put that. Yeah, that's not the right word to put because it's not gonna come up like that. I think it's in Galatians. Just real quick. Promise you, it's coming right now. Mark. Oh man. Give me hold on. Real quick. Let me bring it out on here. Damn, I can't even do it like that. I can't search from here. Hold on. There you go. Mark. Yeah, that's the one. Galatians 6. All right, so Galatians 6, and let me get it in the blue letter. All right, when you go into that word mark, I might have passed it on the other side when I was in Revelations, but I didn't want to go crazy looking for it because I know it's over here. But it says, I bear the marks, okay, of the Lord Yahweh Shai, all right, which is, I just want to bring a point out. That word mark goes into stigma because it does the same thing in Revelations, okay? But stigma goes into a mark pricked in or branded upon the body. You see? A mark pricked in or branded upon the body. To ancient Oriental usage, slaves, that's what they want, and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belong to. You see? And there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their gods. And who the hell's gonna do that? Esau. You see? They don't, you don't have to tell them twice. They're gonna stamp themselves because it's a token onto their gods. You see? And it says a mark incised, I believe that's incised. Yeah, incision, incised, yeah. Incised or punched. Yeah, punched into the skin for recognition of ownership. A scar of service. Now, if you can't figure out that that's physical, and there's something wrong with you, and the Lord ain't dealing with you. That's all I can say. So, through the Spirit, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. I'm ended off on that note. So, with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Barak Kadash. That belongs to the elders and apostles, great millstone, good well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect, the scattered abroad, the Akim Aqua. Listening in, Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah, keep fighting the good fight of faith. The water brother for the precepts. Shalom, Shalom.